I would describe Double H as a place that gives children back their childhood.
Double H Ranch is a place where a child can explore the world around him in a way that's comfortable, that's safe, but above everything happy. To find that kind of happiness and joy, amongst children just like them who are kind of on the same journey, and find that love and camaraderie, and create memories that'll last forever. So Colin, on the day he was to celebrate his second birthday, instead of waking up and going to celebrate his birthday, he instead ended up at the hospital. And before the day was out, he had a brain surgery for a tumor that was in his head. It's called ependymoma. And that turned into a journey that we just never thought we would be on. We never envisioned he would ever be able to do something like go to a camp, let alone swallow or eat. The fact that he can be around his peers and feel comfortable and be in a place that embraces that kind of happiness is just a dream come true.
I don't expect Sean to really understand. I mean, it happened to him when he was little, so 7. I don't think he even now knows what cancer really is, how it impacts his life. I think he knows what's bad about it. I think he knows that he has to go to treatment, and he knows he has to take a lot of medication. He knows he doesn't feel well certain days. I think that's all he really knows. I don't think the nuances and the intricacies of what the disease is, and I wouldn't expect him to. He's 9.
I think at some points we're better off that he doesn't understand.
I agree. And like I said before, there's so few things that are positive about Sean's condition, and coming here is one of them.
Any family that faces a major physical challenge with their children has to mourn the loss of the perfect child. And when that happens, you end up just wiping the slate clean. You don't have the same hopes and expectations. And then for your kid to then be able to do something that's totally normal, like go away to camp, is a huge milestone. Our other son, his sibling, can come and feel included, that he's not just pushed off to the side, that he's welcomed here and that he's embraced here. That is very meaningful. In a lot of ways, I think siblings need almost more support than the patients do.
When you asked Mary Jane about how she feels, and she tried to tell you all the good things she feels, a lot of the times she feels left out. Sean gets everything, he gets all the attention. You're always doing stuff for Sean.
When it's all said and done, she's going to be a cancer survivor too, because it encompasses everything. When we would go places, I actually would map out how far it was to the local hospital.
I believe they pointed out 2 doctors and 3 nurses last night that are here to take care of the kids. They're waiting and hoping they don't have to jump into action, but they're here to take care of whatever needs to be done.
The staff and the volunteers here are really amazing. They're very dedicated to the cause, and they just love the kids. They want to bring the kids happiness, but also security. So they want everybody to feel like, the kids are safe and having a good time, but being able to achieve everything they possibly can.
They're happy to be here.
They're happy to be here.
They're happy to be playing with the kids. They're naturally fun, outgoing people that are giving of themselves for these weekends for us. We couldn't pay for an experience like this.
No, they probably don't have to.
They just don't want the kids to envision their own boundaries. And it's really amazing because, Colin got to do the ropes course, and it was great because there was never a sense of hesitation, like, oh, maybe he can't do that. It's, of course he can do it.
Right. When you're at the ropes course and you see a child hesitating 30, 40 feet up in the air, you can see that fear is it's very real. And it's like life playing itself out. And almost every time a kid was up there afraid, almost everybody down below was supporting them, saying, you can do it. And that is what camp is all about. You come here, you're all afraid, and you feel like you're all alone in this thing, and you're not, because you can hear these voices, these people kind of helping you get across this impossible thing. It really helps children understand that it's not going to be easy, but you can do it. But a place like this camp is really, it's like an oasis, and it's a place where you can check all those problems, all those things, your fears, all those troubles at the door, and just let your kids kind of be themselves. And to watch them perform is just kind of magical to me, because everybody really understands that these kids are kind of expressing themselves, and they don't always get to do that. I mean, one of the things that happens when your child has a catastrophic disease like our son Colin is that you don't want to let go of them ever. You don't want to let them out of your sight, especially if they've been through hard times like our son. But at some point, you have to, because it's curative. It's part of the healing process. There's one way of healing, which is healing in a hospital, but there's another way of healing, which is healing your soul and your heart. And those are done at places like AA Trench.